being recorded.
Oh my goodness. Did you hear that?
Sure did.
Like, oh my God, that was so
I
loud. Like, what
They
was he
never
even?
did that before. That's
Know what
new.
I'm saying? It just started doing it today. I gotta change that. That's bothering me. Wait, let me see if I can find this crap. 'Cause that
Well, let's
wasn't the
do it.
move.
We just do it afterwards. We'll fix it after the show.
Man, forget all that. I ain't got time for it. But I gotta turn that board off. Wait a second. Recording. Where's the recording thing?
It's still
I
recording.
don't. Yeah, I don't need them telling me when we start recording or whatever. But okay, there we go. Recording. Record. Da 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 da.
You gonna edit this out?
I'm not editing this out. I'm not editing the thing. Okay. All right. Anyway, hello and welcome to another episode of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. I am your host, Arthur Hosey Jr. of the class of 2008. I'm joined by my co-host Kendrick Vivians, aka Bully, and Derek Thomas. Derek, while Kendrick is getting his whole phone situation, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm good, man. I've been celebrating my 41st birthday for 2 weeks. So, I actually went to Mobile the weekend of my birthday. I did karaoke for the first time this past week. I was terrible. I need some lessons, Kendrick. I need some stage fright lessons, bruh. And then I had a birthday dinner this past weekend, and I also did some shopping. So yeah,
Okay, so women be shopping, women be shopping.
be shopping.
Um, I feel like you lying about you capping a little bit about your age, but that's okay. There is
1980,
no way that
bruh.
you 41.
41. 41. I am 41 years old. I mean, I know I look
Add
younger now. I mean, when you lose 160, 70 pounds, you're gonna look younger. You know what I mean?
you need to add a couple of years to that
I mean,
41, but okay.
I say as I've been losing weight, I've been saying I lost a whole curvy woman, and I ain't upset about it. You know, so when I get to the 200s, I'm gonna say I lost me a BBW, and I'm still not upset about it. That's a little weight
Wow.
loss humor. A little weight loss humor. Don't nobody get offended. It's just a joke. May not be funny to you, but it's funny to
Be
me.
done. Can y'all hear
You
me?
say yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I went and got, I went and, I stopped to get my speaker out because I could barely hear you. So I got my
Kendrick over
speaker.
there blowing a horn at everybody.
No, it's funny. Listen, so I stopped and I just like I stopped at this Dollar General. The first person I see is the old drummer at my church who I hadn't seen in like years. So I started speaking to him and another dude that I played baseball with jumps out his truck on this car. Then the guy that works here jumps out and the girl walked out and said, "Hey, Joe said hey." I said, "Huh?" So I walked in, so everybody, I'm like, "Dang, I'm trying to just get somebody the back seat." And like everybody at the store, I know everybody at the store, so I'm rolling now.
Man, you country as heck. Where you at right now? What town?
I was being, I mean, you when you relax, do I need to get back to I need to get back to my professional voice or something? I'm sorry.
Now I just asked where you at since you seeing people you know. I'm like, you made it back to Moss Point?
Oh man, I'm just leaving. I'm just leaving. So
This
I
guy.
have a
Man,
ahead of me.
since we're talking about mouse, but man, how was that Buccaneer water park in Waveland?
This was at Buccaneer Water. I don't know nothing about a water fucking way.
Oh shoot, boy. I mean, I
You
googled
know,
it, said it was there. So I'm trying to be a beach bum.
It's
and
supposed
I
to be
heard,
nice.
well, I heard you reiterate time doing karaoke. How's that possible in 41 years of life?
Man, I just always chickened out. Say what?
Been to karaoke nights and stuff like that.
Man, I would go. I would always chicken out, bro. I would get my coward courage cowardly dog on.
It's just the first time I heard when I read it, I'm like, dude, ain't never been to karaoke. What?
I've been. I just never. I always chickened out. I didn't chicken out. I almost did. My some other sister Demetri was like, "No, you not chicken out. You go up there." You know. So we was supposed to do YMCA, right? We was supposed to do YMCA together. She
Fine.
went up and did Rick James, Mary Jane. You know, so I'm like, well, I thought we were gonna do YMCA. So I did When Doves by Cry by Prince. This is a song I know the words to, word for word. When the music started playing, my eye froze like a deer in the headlights. Like, what am I supposed to do?
So,
What
so
the
you
words at?
so you still can't drink?
I can, but I was driving. But they have a drunk karaoke down here on Wednesday nights. I'm going to take an Uber to it.
All
And
karaoke is good. What are you talking about?
I don't read no guckety guck, boy.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
That was a commercial.
What are we talking about today?
yeah, let's go ahead and
Man,
go to.
look. Okay, first of all, since you tried karaoke, I did karaoke once. I did regulators, and then the second time I can't remember what I sang. But I am not fooling with karaoke no more because cell phones messed it up. Used to be a time you could go make a fool out of yourself and it'd be cool and don't nobody know about it unless they.
Bruh.
But when they started having where you could record karaoke, like, look, man, I'm not trying to go viral for y'all.
Let me tell you, Arthur, that it was a dude recording. He had his phone up in everybody's face. I told my brother sister, I said, I'm not going up there if that dude gonna have my phone in my face. You know, I don't not want to be recorded. You know, not my first time. Let me get up there and get some courage in me a little bit. So I'm gonna need to get some legal courage in me first. That's why I'm gonna take an Uber to the drunk
I'm
karaoke on Wednesday night. So
gonna
yeah,
give y'all both of y'all, then we can get started. Two tips. First one is you just said it, liquid courage. That's your first. That's your first goal. You got to. If you do it, I ain't gonna say if you're not an avid drinker or nothing like that. Hey man, go get your drink first. But if you drink, drink. All right, that's the first thing. The second one is don't get up there trying to sound good. That's the point of karaoke. Anybody can do it. You get up there and be like, you act a fool with it, and nobody cares that you sound good.
right.
Like, you up there to sing, and it's like
Let me
terrible. You see that all the time. Somebody trying to get a record deal, and they can't even get,
Man, let me
they're
tell you, if I could have had my karaoke moment when I was in my truck on my way home, you know, I was by myself. I had to worry about nobody looking at me. You know,
act a fool, man. Just act a fool. Let's cut a fool with. And listen, when the camera in your camera, play to the camera, make faces at the camera.
McKenna,
Act
you're a
fool.
natural performer, though, bro.
But this one, I'm giving you tips. I'm saying I ain't saying perform. I'm saying I cut a fool. All right, you just cut a fool like, dude. Y'all know I can't. He said a couple times. This ain't, I ain't saying do it now. Y'all know this ain't. I don't want no record deal. Something just act a fool with it. Don't do it up there trying to sound like Luther. You know what I'm because you got people that get up there and think karaoke is okay, I gotta sound good. They try to sing and they sound like a 7-year-old at church. But you can't do that. Get up. Well,
all right, anyway.
I tell you what. When we figure out which game we're doing live, we'll try to find out some karaoke. We'll do it together.
Right. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway,
as long as I can hide in the back.
Bro,
I'm small enough where I can hide in the back now.
Barely. Let's finally actually talk about the topics. So, first thing, national championship. Everybody else talking about the national championship except for us. You know what I'm saying?
We late to the party. We late to the party and the after. We late to the party and the after party. Hold up, man. How you gonna steal my line? Really?
It's the Black Dogs podcast. Y'all should have known we were gonna be late. Now, you got a national championship sticker. Look at him.
Yeah. Turn up.
Oh, okay. So, okay. All right. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. It took me a while to okay. I never went public with this, but I was a little shaky with the whole national championship deal. To be honest with you, when people was talking about it, I kind of because I know how our team could be. They're very up and down, up and down, up and down. But then I think that after we won that first Texas game, the one where Will Bednar and them broke that strikeout record, that was when I was kind of like, I think we can pull this off. Because I thought about it and I said that one thing about our team throughout the year is that they might not have always been the best team per se. Sometimes they play down to their competition and stuff like that. But one thing about them is that they'll go down and then they'll fight back. They always kept fighting. And then I was like, all it takes is for you to get hot. You know, that's all it takes is for you to get hot at the right time. And with the whole, who was the guy who was jacking up all throughout the year? The guy that the one that went to the Twins.
Pitcher or hitter?
Pitcher.
Oh, shoot.
The one that gave up like 30 runs in the first Vanderbilt game.
Oh.
You want to ask me what his name? Because Bednar, Bristow, and
I don't know.
Here the thing is, I had all these details when all this happened. We are national champions, and there's nothing that the Ole Miss Rebels can do about it.
That's fine.
McLeod.
We got to know this dude's name. I forget.
McLeod.
McLeod. That's it. Christian McLeod.
We have listeners. When we fumble the ball, we got people to help us out. Thank you, Thad.
Christian McLeod. I love Christian McLeod, but oh my goodness. What he did in that first game, I was like, oh my God. Because the bad thing about it is that I had a dude, that was a guy, a Vanderbilt fan, which that's an oxymoron. He wrote this post in his sports group talking crap about me, about how Mississippi State was so sorry and they was going to win and Vanderbilt was going to win the national championship. I'm like, dude, I ain't never heard you talking about Vanderbilt ever. And now, when Vanderbilt is playing Mississippi State in the national championship, I ain't heard you say nothing about Vanderbilt all season. I ain't heard you say nothing about it in the College World Series. But when they get to the final, and you know they playing Mississippi State, you want to try and talk crap. I'm like, dude, get the freak out of here. And so after the first game, he gonna make a post. But then I noticed that he was suspiciously quiet after during the third game. I had never seen anything like it. But what I told him is dude, Christian McLeod, we knew that was gonna happen. Dude got the yip. I was like, I knew that was gonna happen. But I'm like, y'all scored all them runs in the first game and then scored one for the rest of the series? Or was it two? Okay, two for the rest of the series. That was it.
Yeah, because them two came from game two. That's it.
And also, Vanderbilt didn't belong in the freaking finals anyway, but whatever.
Yes, we'll have to wonder if we could have beaten North Carolina State, but
I believe that we were a team of destiny. It didn't matter who the other team was. So much for all of that. So I'm gonna go to Kendrick, the guy that actually played college baseball, or So what were your thoughts what were your thoughts going in, and what are your thoughts now?
Going in, I did not see us or imagine us getting there. That's just 100% honest. I did not see. I didn't think offensively we were going in. I did not. Because you got to be honest with it. During the season, kind of, you had those other guys, those big bats. But at the end of the season, you had a couple of guys that weren't doing what we had been accustomed to them doing. It had become the Rowdy and Tanner show. But the other guys, it's like, what's happening? Every now and then, it's like when that bottom of the lineup clicks, they click together. All of them just start clicking together. But that was kind of getting shaky at the end. And then even going into the SEC tournament, you saw where we were struggling bad. And I don't put too much stock in the tournament. I didn't then either. But it was kind of, the same thing as what was going on at the end of the season. It was like, what is going on with these guys? we were falling. We were falling. But like I said, when we got into the regionals, that's when that's when it really counts. But we got into the regionals, and I still didn't say. And when we got there, I was like, hey, I'm glad we got there. I don't see why. We earned it, but I don't see us winning no natty. No, and I did. But even those first couple of games, those guys at the bottom of the lineup wasn't showing up really. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really doing anything. And it's like, come on, man. If they don't touch the ball at all like they've been doing, Kellum Clark came along at the end of the series. At the end of the whole tournament, he came on. Your boy even got to start touching the ball. I think he got two. Matter of fact, he had like 3 or 4 hits. The other two freshmen.
I know who you're talking about. That automatic out dude.
Outstanding shortstop. But he was, it was like automatic, just right that in as an out.
Man, are you doing ice or something like that? Are you next to an ice maker?
What's going on? What are you hearing?
I don't know. It sounds like something rattling.
I'm rattling now?
Let that man
I don't hear it no more.
Worry about ice.
I'm trying to make this work, dude. So, but anyway, as I'm like you, as we got further along, and once I saw the pitching matchup, especially for the national championship series, when I saw the matchups and what we had versus them, I felt really confident. Even though Vanderbilt won the series during the season, it's a different dynamic the way the games are set up. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing now. It's a different, dynamic, and I felt really confident going into the series. And I'd be the first one to say I didn't see it happen. These guys aren't stars yet. All right, Rowdy and Tanner are the stars on the team. They're stars, right? The other guys we're learning their names pretty much. Let's be real, we're learning their names. The other teams that we got there, those were stars. They had been there, and all that kind of stuff, all the accolades and all that. These guys have earned their name this year. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's, for me personally, I think that's the difference, because going into the other World Series, I'm like, everybody knows these guys. The world knows these guys. The world didn't really know Mississippi State this year. The world didn't know us. They knew our pitching staff. When you heard about us, all you heard was pitching staff. Them doggone backs came to life in Omaha. At the end, later as it got, those backs came to life, and I think that ultimately, that made a difference, because the pitching did great, but that was a difference. And before I'm gonna end it right here and pass it on, but if anybody's listening, I'm gonna give a shout out to that bullpen. When I think we had a different pitcher every inning. That one game that we won, was that, I want to say, was that Texas maybe? I can't remember, but whatever. It was your boys' game, I think. Christian's game. And they came in and they pitched. It was like a different person every inning. And they
the one where he waved goodbye to the home run.
Bullpen was outstanding, dude. Like, we give up betting all his props, which he's very well deserved. But that bullpen was off the chain.
Hey, wait a second. Now, I'm gonna let you finish.
That's all. You go ahead and interrupt me.
Okay. So I was about to say, you got to acknowledge though that it was a team effort. Everybody came together, but Will Bednar in that Texas game, you talking about somebody who set the tone. Will Bednar, in my opinion, like I say, his performance set the tone, because he took it to another level. Because the entire bullpen, the entire pitching staff had been screwing up to that point pretty much. And Will Bednar, he just came out when it mattered the most and gave it his all. I personally, the Notre Dame series, game 3 of the Notre Dame series, I was in the acceptance stage of the cycle of grief. Like, I was like, okay, the team been playing like garbage the first game, but we happened to win because of errors and stuff. We got smashed
Yeah.
in the second game. I was like, I
Yeah.
am willing to accept that our season is probably going to end tonight and that it's going to be a huge disappointment because I thought we were going to get to the College World Series, but we going to come up a little bit short. And then we won the game. And I kind of like, okay. So, Derek, what were your thoughts kind of before, during, and after the College World Series?
Well, I mean, I had no doubt we were going to beat Texas. But when we got to Vanderbilt, I was a little nervous, being that we haven't really had a good history against Vanderbilt. Their two starting pitchers can be so dominant. That's almost two automatic wins right there, in Leiter and Kumar Rocker. Um, but you know, when I saw Kumar Rocker having such a tough time against us, he basically gave us the game with all those walks. I was like, yeah, we finna rock Kumar Rocker. I don't know if y'all remember. I posted that we rocked Kumar Rocker. You know, um, so I was pretty confident once I saw how the team responded in that second game. Now the third game, the game winner, the one that solidified the Mississippi State history in the state of Mississippi. Um, I was just blown away by we always find out a way how to Mississippi State something. We will be winning and then we will let a team back in it. We don't just step on their neck. We stepped on Vanderbilt's neck. If Mississippi State can get like that in all of their sports, we will have more championships coming. When you got talent, when a team gives you the lead or you take the lead from them, you step on their neck and don't let them come back. Kendrick, you said, I think I mean remember you saying, how did we not get to the college football playoff in 2014? You want to know why? Because we did not step on Alabama's neck when we had a chance to step on their neck. And that season went down the drain after that Alabama game. You know, national championship games in women's basketball. We did not step on Notre Dame and South Carolina's neck to solidify those
But
championships. Okay, we
we
stepped on the
never had a
we
chance to
stepped
step
on the
on South
Commodores' neck.
Carolina.
Well, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We weren't totally out of that game. We had a chance to win it, but we didn't. We stepped on
Yeah.
Vandy's neck. We made those Commodore. We commandeered their ship. We Captain Jack Sparrow they behind. That's what we
But
did.
when you say stepping on somebody's neck, you kind of lead and then that's
Say what now?
Ken, don't nobody know what you said.
You breaking up. So I'm. The thing is, we made history in Mississippi State sports. First national championship, team national championship of the school history. Locked up the coach for additional years. Got a young squad. I wish we could have got those guys, those young freshmen, to come to campus at least for a year, but they took their money. Can't blame them. You know, I would have took the money too if I had the talent to play Major League Baseball. But I really feel like we still have a chance to come back and defend our national championship with what we bring back and what we are bringing in.
You know,
Um,
I was gonna say that. Oh my God, you were just talking about something. I had an interesting point, but oh well. That's another part of it is that the historian in me feels as though that we have a perfect opportunity. I believe that the thing about Mississippi State is that sometimes you have to know how to win, and the problem was is that we would get into situations where we could win a championship, and since there was no precedent for a team even having done that, it was kind of hard to break through. Anytime where we had opportunity, like you say, we would Mississippi State it up. So I feel as though that, especially in baseball, that now that we have that first one out of the way, that we could be ushering in a thousand year just right, and I mean that would be pretty cool. I think that we gonna have more natties on the way. And interesting point. So I've
Legitimate
heard a
natties and not mythical ones like old Miss be claiming.
right. I've heard a few people talk about this that after we won the national championship, it didn't feel as impactful as they thought it would. And I have a theory about that. My theory is that if you're a Mississippi State fan and we won a national championship and it doesn't feel quite the way you thought it would, the reason is because we've been a national championship caliber program the entire time. We have the facilities, we have the players. I mean, look at how many
12.
elite players that we have in the major leagues right now. We have what, like 2, 3 all stars, quite a few guys who have been all stars. That 2013 has definitely has its prints all over the MLB right now. And so when you think about great fans, the facilities, the program history, all of that good stuff, I think that the reason why it might not feel as impactful is because we've always been a top tier program. We just never had the championships to show for it. And now that we have it, it's one of those deals where it's like we realize that we already had everything that we needed. All that we got really was validation, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but it feels good to have that validation, though.
Oh yeah, and now one thing I say,
trophy. I mean, to throw that in old Miss's face, I mean, they throw their mythical fairy tale championships on our face. We have a real one, a earned one.
Now to their credit, they did get a real one in women's golf.
They did.
So
women's golf.
But yeah, hey, shout out to the ladies.
Wait. I can put an asterisk on that. Because then something happened to our women's golf team where their season ended prematurely and where they couldn't compete. I think then something happened.
I don't know about that, but what happened was that the title tournament got rained out.
Yeah, something went down here in Baton Rouge happened. And they ended their season. So
I don't know, but
you can't do that to them if you ain't gonna do it to us because it's NC State. So let's not go down.
You're right. But Mr. John says we were fortunate to have the pitching this year. We probably had 15 one-run games this year. Hey, Mr. John, ready to talk football?
I mean, I'm not ready to talk football yet. I mean, football is cool. I mean, we do have to talk about the I mean, are y'all ready to talk about the Oklahoma Texas deal yet?
No. I need them to stay where they behind there. I don't want them in the SEC. Stay in the Big 12. Stay in the Big 12.
And I'm gonna say this: somebody's gonna be mad at me. Somebody watching gonna be mad. I want them to stay there because I don't want them 2 losses. So it is. You won't. I don't want them 2 L's on my record. We got enough losses. I don't want 2 automatic L's on my record.
Here the thing is, the new West would move Alabama to the East and put us in the new ACC West with Texas and Oklahoma.
L.
Texas doesn't scare me.
Hey, listen. There's a lot of teams that in the past that ain't scared us and whipped our tail.
Here's the thing. The only thing is Mike Leach has experience against Big 12 defenses.
Well, you got but guess what though? He lost to them too.
I was about to say that the thing is that he had experience with Big 12 defenses where Oklahoma and Texas were always the schools he couldn't beat.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm very opinionated.
Didn't he beat Texas 1 year?
1 year. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year. Look, you know how I feel about Mike Leach. Mike Leach is a friend of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. Great guy. I am on the record. I didn't like the hire then. I don't like the hire now. Love him as a person though. Good guy. Didn't like the hire. I thought we should have got Steve Sarkisian.
And he's at Texas. So now what?
We'll
Now he
see
gonna
how
come over.
he does.
I like the hire. Now it's gonna take
What?
time for his offense to get in gear, But come
What?
on, we got two Doe Walker Award uh list of running backs on the list. When we ever had that? Two, and they don't even run the ball.
And that's the thing. Them so man, come on, man.
I mean,
Y'all,
but they
y'all, they needed to fill the list up. That's probably all that was. Come on now.
I did not like the hire. My thing is like I say, people talk about when he was in the SEC before Kentucky, and it's like the for me now. And here's another thing: he runs the air raid, and plenty of people run the air raid, but his version of the air raid is antiquated. Um, and it reminds me of when I think it was what the guy name was Tony Franklin or something like that was the offensive coordinator at Auburn, and he was one of the first guys to ever run the spread. But the type of spread that he ran was the wrong kind of spread, and they were awful. To me, the air raid, the type of air raid he runs, is just like the full court press in basketball. You can beat undisciplined teams, and you can beat mid-major teams and stuff with that crap. But when you run against an actual talented team, they don't fall for it.
Mr.
It's
John
just
had
like
to come.
Georgia. It's like Georgia Tech or one of those teams that runs the option. Like, well, it's cool against poorly disciplined teams, but when you play somebody worth a darn, they go beat the crap out of you. I mean, it is what it is. But
Mr. John had a response to your about this author. He said the only reason he wants them is if the conferences are going to 16 teams, we would probably take North Carolina or Clemson, and we were still going to be underdogs. He said he also agrees on your statement about the hire of Coach Leach. I'm going to disagree with both of you. I like the hire.
Who is that?
John Stringer, Mr. Stringer.
Okay.
Love Mr. Stringer. Shout out to Mr. Stringer.
Yeah,
I almost always agree. I'm just a fan of Mike Leach. I mean, yeah, he's different. He's different. I don't like. I don't think I want to criticize Coach Leach about is when it's a running situation, he passes the darn ball. When you need 1 yard, run the ball. Like please run it. But hey, a few of those times when he threw it, we actually converted. But against top tier teams, it's gonna be tough. So I think I like the hire because it changes the culture of Mississippi State. It changes the offensive history of Mississippi State, which is something that we needed. We've always been that smash mouth type of football. With Mullen, we started throwing the ball around more, but we still somewhat little bit smash mouth. Now we're not smashing no mouth. Like we're not smashing no mouth. We straight past happy, baby. I mean, I just wish he would mix a little run in. If he mixes a little run in, I really feel like we would definitely have a better season because we have the two running back talent to do it. We got two talented, very different, skilled running backs.
Well, I'm willing to give a mulligan for this past season, even though whatever. I'm willing to give. I feel as though that this season is gonna tell us what we have. At the end of the season, I'm either gonna be proven right or else I'm gonna be ready to eat crow. So it's
So
what
do
it
you
is.
want John Cohen to Mohead Leach?
At the end of the season, we'll know. At the end of the season, we'll know. Right now, I'm gonna say that I don't like the hire. I think it's headed in the wrong direction, but I'm willing to acknowledge that it's the jury's still out.
I mean, you gotta give this time, man. I mean, yeah, we got look at the quarterback room. We've never had this collection of quarterback, young, still but unproven, but talented quarterbacks with the ability to throw the ball down the
Now, when you
field with
saw
something.
young, that Jack Abraham guy got to be like
Well,
our
Jack
age.
Abraham, he old, but I mean, he's gonna be
Yeah,
here for 1 year.
that guy,
I'm talking about
that
Will
guy,
Rogers and
that
Roberts.
guy showed up at USM around the time I left Mississippi State back in '08. So,
Yeah, but I mean, Jack Abraham. I mean, he's a stopgap. He's 1 year. It's possibility Robertson might beat both of them out. You never know. You know. So,
Fact.
um,
Will Rogers, as far as I'm concerned, like I'm not saying he bad or anything like that, but I didn't see anything. He reminds me of Schrader, where everybody was hyping him up, and I'm like, well, he's fine and everything, but I didn't see anything to say that he's like this unstoppable. Speaking of which, where did Garrett Schrader go again?
he went to Syracuse.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Well, here's my thing. Y'all talking about I like the hire, I don't like the hire. We got one that likes it, one doesn't. But I'm gonna break the tie and say I do like it. The
Thank
only
you.
reason why is because, oh man, I just saw a car and have damn pizza shop. That dude riding down the street like this. Okay, anyway. But listen, the reason why I like it is because of the name. Simple as that. If we lose all games, I was hopefully it was a big, shock hire, a whoa hire. That's right. The reason why I like it. But the product on the field, first, of course, obviously, it's yet to be seen. But I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt, just like I did Joe the first year. And the only reason why I don't feel as hostile towards him is because he didn't come in
Get your ring finger ready.
come in with 7 NFL players on the defense side of the ball. Like more came in with like
All you had to do was score 20 points a game. And you might go undefeated.
you know what I'm saying? But he didn't, and I guess that's why everybody with him and had such a short leash. But with Leach, I'm treating him just like I did Moorhead. Moorhead, I gave him that first year. I was like, you know what, first year. And then like Coach Pence, same way. So first year, you don't. When she came in, she was like, I got to teach these girls how to score. They don't know how to score, so them not her type of girl. Mike Leach, to run an air raid, you got to think about it. He had a team with like 10 tight ends on it when he came in. So he has to get his.
On now. Hey, go. He came in here. He got a broom and stuff.
I'm saying though, it's like, dude, get a man trying to get, air raid lineman in there. Maybe some smaller linemen that gonna kick back real fast. They kick back games off. He has to have what he needs to run that air raid, offense. And I got to give them opportunity to do that. And if the defense can stay steady, they keep their head above water. If they keep their head above water and stay where they at and wait on that offense to click, then we might be okay. So, I'm good with the hire because it's freaking Mike Leach. Like, what? Who we got? Like, seriously? So.
And then
I'm cool.
When you brought up defense, when you bring up the defense, it's like we have a future college head coach as our defensive coordinator. He's going to be a head coach.
Okay.
And then, Mike Leach's teams have never been known for their defense. We got 2 shutdown corners in Emmanuel Forbes, and Martin.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And a martial artist on the team.
Who's the martial artist? Oh.
The Karate Kid.
Y'all clue me in.
He from your alma mater.
Wasn't that Callaway?
Who, Odom?
Yeah.
Yeah, Callaway is fine, man.
Who, Aaron Odom?
Nah, the wide receiver.
Oh.
Malik.
But Malik played wide. We're talking about defense, bro. We talking about...
That man went out there, gave that man that crane kick.
Man, you gonna get off Malik, man.
Goodness.
But defensively, we have a good. I think we're gonna have a good 2 deep. Only position defensively I am concerned about is the safety position. We have a lot of young talent that played a lot last year, and they got exposed. So hopefully this year they won't get exposed again because that's when you got them 2 shutdown corners, teams are going to find a place to throw the ball. So those safeties are going to have to tighten up in pass coverage. Um, or else we'll have the same results that we had last year. Now we did get that transfer from Texas. Probably gonna play nickel, corner, or he could possibly play safety as well. So the defense is gonna be good. Now since you did bring up Malik, I mean the wide receiver talent we have is unreal. I mean you got Malik coming back. You got the Cowboy coming back. Hopefully his knee injury. He's fully recovered from his knee injury in the Egg Bowl. You got Mr. Stickum, Austin Williams. He was at some SEC media days.
What?
It's time for him to finally break out.
What?
What? I mean,
Come on, man.
what? I mean,
No, wait, no, Derek, not Derek. Ken, go ahead and say what's on your mind, man. Why you say what when he brought up Austin Williams?
it's
Why?
time for him to
Okay.
this man
Okay.
has been trumped as the next great wide receiver in Mississippi State history for the past 3 years. It's time for him to step up.
Why are you bringing up Austin Williams in a conversation about football?
Because he's one of our wide receivers that's going to play a lot. That's
No, but you talking about somebody that's making a difference.
well, it's time for him to. Don't you think?
What has he shown you? What has he shown you on a football field that makes you think he has any opportunity to make a difference on a football field?
Last year, and he got it. It's time for it.
What did he do last? I know. You see, you missed my question. What has he done?
Fumbling there,
Any-
bro.
Anything on the football field? What has he done?
He fumbling there, bro. He got a couple touchdowns. He has a couple touchdown grabs that's nice, but it's time for him to be a more consistent wide receiver in the offense.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it. So y'all can cancel me if you want.
No, wait.
No. If he had his skin
Oh, Kendrick.
for a portal a long time, tell me I'm wrong. It's better receivers transferred, and it's better receivers who's not on the team that has transferred. And I'm not saying we got to keep the white boy. It's that clean, crisp guy who we gonna say he's Mr. Stickum and he's Mr. Reliable, which he ain't. That's just the title that we give to these kids. Because I mean, any European American that plays wide receiver at any level past high school, that's the title he gets, Mr. Reliable. And no, he's not. He's basic as all get out. We had it's a bunch of people that are matter of fact, the guy that had the best numbers at LSU game had the best numbers in LSU game and didn't get no balls for the rest of the year. That's how is that possible? And now he's transferred out. Hey, how is that possible?
He wasn't a Leach guy.
That's what I'm telling you, son. I mean, you can use code to say he wasn't the least guy all you want. But me and you know, I'm gonna put you in this because you're on this podcast. We know why Austin Williams still considered one of the better Bulldogs. Why is Austin Williams at Media Day? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna put it that way. Let's put all the other stuff aside. Why is you supposed to have your stars at Media Day, right? He's nowhere near
your best.
He's nowhere near to being. Why is he being at Media Day? And you know why. I know why. The fans know why. Let's stop this. And let me get it out. Hold on, wait. See if here's my race card. I just played it.
Fast and loose. The views of Kendrick Vivian are not necessarily those of the Black Dog Podcast.
We're gonna take on the tough topics.
And you.
However, Kendrick, you already know that I have a pair of nads on me, if I do say so myself.
Jeremiah's not here to censor you, so have fun. Go ahead.
Marvel.
I'm not saying nothing.
Marvels, if you will. Okay? I agree with you. I like, in the group we talked about this, and I was like, I am not clear on what Austin Williams did on the field to warrant him. Only thing I keep hearing about is he's a leader in the locker room and he represents the program well.
Why you talking like Paul Bearer?
On a roll. He's on a roll. Like nothing. Like nobody can give you an answer as to what he did on the field to say that he's one of the. He's basically Otis. Okay, he's Otis on the Temptations. He's the glue of the team. But I don't even know what Otis sounds like. Like, can Otis even actually sing? I'm gonna assume that he can carry a tune or whatever. But I found out something interesting. So in David Ruffin's hometown, they dedicated a whole day after him and named the road after him and everything. What did they do for Otis in his hometown? Named some raggedy projects after him. Okay. They made sure that even in his hometown, there ain't nobody coming to see him. Okay? So they didn't name a nice road after him, a nice school, or anything like that. These folks named some projects after him. I had never seen anything like it, but I'm with you. If anytime we have a Caucasian player on the team, somehow they start talking about his leadership ability and stuff like that. And I don't get it.
Hey Kendrick, Trey said you're a hater.
Who's
Who the
the
hell? Oh, Trey Adcock.
Hands on the whole team. Yeah, Trey Adcock. Ain't he
said-
one of your best friends?
That's one of my nemesis.
I
But,
mean,
hey.
Trey cool. Trey cool with the podcast real heavy.
I damn Trey. Like I say, me and Trey got that relationship. Like I ain't got nothing against him because we go back and forth all the time. And the brother, he never said nothing, personally, at me. But he's got him, he itched my ass a little bit. But he's never been got personal, so I'm cool with him, right? He keeps it professional. So I'm gonna ask him in the comments to those two questions. First, am I lying? Second, if I'm not lying, what has he done on the field to make us say he's this guy? Those are my challenges to try. And if I say your name,
I'm gonna say this: if we had about a solid 100 Treys listening to this podcast and following this podcast, we'd be on freaking we'd have our own show getting paid by now. Because this guy likes every freaking thing that we posted, comments on everything. So big shout out to him. Why y'all don't want to talk about? Why y'all don't want to talk Oklahoma?
Because I don't want them. I mean, I told you why.
I don't want
them. Okay. Check this out. This is my thing. If Texas and Oklahoma are leaving the Big 12, and there's nothing that anybody can do to stop them from leaving the Big 12, what are we supposed to do? Let them go to the Big 10?
Man, let them go independent for all I care.
To me, purely
in the SEC.
To me, purely from a strategic and money standpoint, you had to do it. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, money. Yes, money. That's the only benefit to Mississippi State that adding Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC brings is they're going to bring more money in Mississippi State's pocket. They're also going to bring two potential L's too, because right now, even though Texas is not very good, I mean, Steve Sarkisian, you can't discount what the type of program and money Texas has. In the SEC, they're going to get better. Right now, they're better.
Check this out.
We can't beat
Check
them.
this out.
We can't beat Texas or Oklahoma right now.
Check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and say it without doing like old dude who said what he said about Lane Kiffin that Lane Kiffin had to explain. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but we've heard things. Okay. So the Black Dogs podcast does not claim to be like
experts.
We don't talk about a lot of things. We don't go on air and talk about a lot of things, but we hear things. When stuff happens, we hear about it. We have sources. Now, let me go ahead and say this for all the people who listen. Since we are Black Dogs and we have a Facebook group with 800 and something people in it, and a lot of those people either know athletes who are on the team or are related to athletes who are on the team. We have people who inbox us, and like I have a person who calls me with information all the time. We don't talk about this information, but we hear things and we don't put it out there. But once again, we hear it. Like with the women's basketball team, I have heard a lot about what went down that basically kind of is the reason why everybody and their mama transferred out. Like I have heard the whole story on it. I hadn't talked about it. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I know what happened. You hear things about like when it comes to certain players who left the football team and stuff like that. We know people who are either related to players, related to coaches, stuff like that. When Nicky McCray took the job, we knew Nicky McCray was gonna have that job well before the fact. I knew that I knew Coach Moorhead was getting fired well before the fact. I mean, we be knowing stuff. So when it comes to Steve Sarkisian, I wouldn't be very surprised if he didn't stick around at Texas for very long. Because, and the reason why is the reason why I also heard that Mississippi State went with Leach rather than him. There are some things there that may lead to him not sticking around for very long. I could be wrong. I still want him on team because, as far as I'm concerned, the guy can coach. I could give a damn less about, all that morality crap. I mean, if we living in a world now where I can identify as a horse, and if you think that I'm a human being, then you're transphobic. I mean, at this point, morality don't even matter. It is what it. Come on, man. I mean, it is what it is. I identify as a horse. Okay. From now on, I identify as a horse, and I identify as being skinny. All right. If I go to the doctor and they tell me that I'm at risk for diabetes and that I got high blood pressure, they're transphobic. And it is what it is. Okay? So
y'all
put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Y'all excuse him. He been smoking his pipe.
I mean,
Next
it is
topic.
what it is. I identify as being no. We will talk about it. Nah, it ain't really much to talk about with Oklahoma and Texas no more. But are y'all serious? Y'all don't want to talk about it? I think it's interesting.
I want them to stay where they at or go independent. I don't want them in the SEC. I don't.
I'm gonna say this with what it just kind of touched on a little bit. Missouri was nothing. Came and won the East.
3 years
right?
Rough, isn't it?
Then
and they went back to being nothing.
But that's what I'm saying though. A&M was average, and they came over. Now they're actually, I mean, not even counting this year, but they came in, started making some noise. They thought, because what's going to happen is Texas and Oklahoma, okay, they already, they dominating over there. Well, one of them was anyway. But they're going to come over here and they're going to start getting SEC talent, bro. And
they're going to start now because, we lose recruits to Oklahoma and Texas.
Oklahoma and Texas have the talent. They lack
and they
coaching.
Got the money. And they got the money.
Texas is kind of like Ole Miss, like where they'll have the players and they have the resources, but like one of those baseball players that we had on for the College World Series extravaganza, like he said about Ole Miss, they don't have grit like Mississippi State does. And another thing about Texas recruiting, I got a friend, he played football at SMU. And then, Jeremiah did a lot of scouting work over there back in the day. And the one thing that both of them have said is that at Texas, they have a stadiums that's the size of college stadiums, and they treat the football real serious. It's almost like college over there. And they say that the problem with Texas players is that they peak early. They've been developed as much as they can possibly be developed. And once they get to college, they're as good as they're ever going to be. Whereas you have some guy in Mississippi, somebody like Bernardrick McKinney or freaking Chris Jones, who've been playing at some freaking 1A school with dust flying up everywhere when you look at the highlight films, and they have a one-room shack to change and stuff like that. And them boys are country strong, and they ain't never been on a serious, the coaching is a little iffy and all that good stuff. And they get to college and they're raw. So once they get to college and they start getting developed, and then some of those guys, when they get to the NFL, you're like, Mississippi State has had plenty of players where you're like, where was this guy when he was at Mississippi State? Like Chris Jones. Chris Jones was taking plays off when he was at Mississippi State. Now, he had flashes where you would see him at, like, I remember one time they played LSU. Chris Jones was out there mauling guys on the line. But when he got to Kansas City, the dude was unblockable. And we was like, where was that guy when he was at Mississippi State? Or Fletcher Cox, guys like that. You like, because they keep developing. They're so raw that even when they get to the NFL, they're not as good as they're going to be. Whereas in Texas, those guys, they're just, they peak. They come into college really good players, but they don't get any better. Basically, it's like Rick Stansbury recruits. I shouldn't have said that.
They done when they get to start with.
Well, one thing I say is that about Rick Stansbury is like somebody like Charles Rose. No shade against Charles Rose.
Look, you're gonna
Charles Rose.
You're gonna get off my Jacktown.
What I'm gonna say is actually a compliment to him. When Charles Rose came, and you would see this with a lot of guys on the Stansbury, like he was basically the same person freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and then once they get their man body, like Charles Rhodes, his senior year at State was a freaking beast. And I can only wonder what would have happened if he would have had a coach who would have developed him a little bit better. Because by the time, if he would have been playing the way he was playing his senior year, but then again, now I think about it, it sounds like Reggie Perry also. But whatever. Reggie Perry actually made it to the league, got some playoff time and stuff like that. But yeah, and let me ask y'all another question. Y'all ever notice back when we was at Mississippi State that Mississippi State would get 5-star players and those dudes would come to Mississippi State and do absolutely nothing? But you could take somebody like D'Amico Ryans, who was a 2-star player, and he go to Alabama and become a freaking Pro Bowler. Like, what's up with that?
And it kind of like, I always ask the question with football. I say, why our 4-3 don't look like other teams 4-3? Like our 4-3s get caught by people. Other people 4-3, once they get to space, they caught. But we got, this guy runs a 4-3, and you see somebody zooming past him. I'm like, so I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Short 4-3 and a long 4-3. Short, long 3-speed, long 4-3 speed, I guess.
Right.
Maybe that's
Mississippi State, as far as I'm concerned, Mississippi State has never had a running back that once they get into the open is over with. Because even Tyler Hill would get hawked down.
Before Dante Walker gained his
weight. No. Now, I'm not talking about those old school guys. Because that freaking J.J. Johnson, oh my God.
Because here's the thing. Dante Walker, when he would break free, you wasn't catching him. When he got caught from behind, I knew something was up. I was like, never seen him get caught from behind open field. When I saw him get caught from behind, I knew something was up with him. So yeah, we have had that in the past, but lately, I mean, say what now?
Brandon Holloway.
Whenever he did break through the middle,
Brandon Holloway. Every time Brandon Holloway touched the ball, I felt like his life was in danger. Poor Brandon Holloway. That dude was so freaking small. It was like on the Water Boy when Michigan experimented with their Cowboy.
Wait.
Like,
I mean, Jerry Norwood.
I said Norwood.
But see, that's an old school guy. I'm talking about like Mullen era guys.
Let's see.
Darius Perkins could take it to the house if he got an open field. He had that type of speed.
Who?
He got Ole Miss a couple of times.
You say who?
Ladarius Perkins.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Perkins, maybe.
You got film of him getting sucked up at the 3-yard line.
Let me tell you something about Ladarius Perkins. Ladarius Perkins was not a every down back. I will never forgive Coach Mullen for trying to turn into an every down back. Ladarius Perkins was one of those guys where when you had oh God, what's the other guy named Vic Ballard? When Vic Ballard, when Vic Ballard, you let him run it first, second down, you put down Ladarius Perkins on third down, or if you are gonna have him in, you get him the ball in space and let him make something happen. But he was not an every down back, and I thought I would never forgive him for that. And then Brandon Holloway, what the fudge?
Put Brandon Holloway in the slot.
Exactly.
Malik Deer should have been a running back.
Malik, from what I understand, it was Malik Deer himself who wanted to play wide receiver.
Man, look, you put him in the backfield.
You preaching to the choir.
Brandon Holloway should have been at Jackson State or something.
Hey, you preaching to the choir because I would tell anybody that listen, Malik Deer is the best running back that I had ever seen in high school.
I own a Murray Mustang to shut me up. I don't know.
It
was that Murray.
Malik.
Oh, shut up.
Malik Deer, like I said, I always remember him playing against Greenville High and waving goodbye to Gary Green running into the end zone.
Man, I mean,
Ken, what you got going on?
You he froze.
Yeah, he'll be all right. But I'm tripping off the face that he was making where it froze. All right, so we got anything else that we want to touch on before we wrap this thing up?
Well, first, y'all probably know where I'm about to go on this. I want to wish the family, my Blue family, and the family of former Mississippi State Bulldog and my fraternity brother Eugene Lodger, prayers as Eugene's homegoing service was today. It's sad when you lose someone that you've known for a long time, and then they come back into your life and you find out you have so much in common with them. But then he was a part of our podcast for a while, and then just like that, they're gone. So I'm gonna pray for Eugene's family, his children, my Blue fam, as Eugene was sent home today.
Yeah. Good dude. Like having him on. Definitely very good oratorical skills.
Talented,
was excellent on the podcast. Like I say, I didn't really know him that well, but and we had a few interactions or whatever, but he was good dude, and you don't want to see something like that happen. Prayers out to the family. And like I say, we'll keep him in our memory on the podcast. Ken, you got anything to say before we get up out this thing? Is Ken even?
Oh, he there.
You also got to unmute yourself, Ken. Unmute yourself.
Okay, there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
I'm froze.
Yeah, you froze.
I'm in the mood again. Can you hear me? Okay.
We can hear you.
Derek told those speech when I heard he was talking about Eugene. If nobody remembers, okay. Well, I'm just keep talking. Whatever happened, person that intercepted the pass and 99 on the kick. When we beat Ole Miss, my first time, he was the one that caught the interception and took it down a little bit. was to be able to kick the field goal and beat Oxford Community College. Romero Miller was quarterback.
Are we losing you, Kendrick? Okay, Arthur, you there? I'm losing Kendrick.
Yeah, I'm here. He
First, but RIP.
Yeah,
right.
we lost him.
Okay, so
Go ahead and close us on. Close us out.
yeah, Bad Boy Baby. So, all right. On Wednesday, I saw our school back or whatnot, but Wednesday is also gonna be a very important day. Wait, is it even Wednesday, bro? I don't even know. Wait, hold on. All right, I think it's
You
Wednesday,
don't
but I
seem
can't
too
be sure.
enthused about going
Yeah,
back.
on Wednesday. You feel me? On Wednesday, it's more important than the first day of school. Because on Wednesday, exactly 36 years earlier, in Greenville, Mississippi, there was a baby born. All right? And this was a very handsome, intelligent baby who would grow up to become me. All right? And for whatever reason, my birthday is always on the first day of school. Like, these people keep destroying my life. When I was a kid, school didn't start until like the end of August. Somewhere along the line, they started starting school at the beginning of August, and it's been some bullshit ever since. So I can never just enjoy my birthday. Okay, it's always the first day of orientation, the first day back for teachers, the first day back for students, or whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna do what I do every year. I'm gonna go to Serrani's for my birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Go to where?
Serrani's. It's in Flowood because you get to eat for free on your birthday. So all of my mans and them is gonna be out there. It's gonna be cool. You feel me? So yeah, Bad Boy Baby. Is there anything else that I'm supposed to be doing?
No.
Well, outside of talking about the foolishness of how people need to stop killing each other in the cities of Jackson and Greenville, if we could curtail that, that would be great. If personally, I think it's one of those things that police cannot possibly solve because it is a cultural issue. So I am going to go ahead and say that we as a community, and when I say we in a community, talking about the black community, need to come together and have a conversation. If you have children, you need to have a conversation with your children. You need to know where your children are, and you need to have a good idea of what they are doing. Okay. Until they leave their house, they ain't grown. Okay. So yeah, takes a village. All right, so that is all that I have to say on this episode of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. We keep saying that we're not gonna make y'all wait long, but we keep doing it. We gotta be more consistent. But yeah, football season is coming, so that's gonna force us to have to get our game together. All right. So anyway, okay, bye.